Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmie from Emmie Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, I'm going to be doing a reading for Blu rays. This is a Blu ray energy update. With that, I'll just start pulling some cards. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Um, There's just a lot in the energies, like a lot. And did my Wi-Fi go down? You guys hear and see me? Yes? Yes? Oh my goodness. You can't hear and see me? Yes, you can. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. Let's just pull cards. Okay, I'm good. All right. Thank you. My screen disappeared for a second. So let's just pull from the top. Tippy. Pulling it from the top. All right. So card number 22, she feels, she knows. This reading is for Blu rays, by the way. There's something that you're feeling, and there's something that you already know that's kind of in the air. Oh, really quick. I asked what this reading was going to be about, and what I was told is something is up and you can feel it. You can feel it. Whatever's going on, whatever is up, you can already feel it. So she feels, she knows something's happening in the macro as well as the micro. Um, Card number 31, trust yourself. Now, are your animals acting weird? You know what I mean? Like, are you noticing the people in your life are acting kind of weird? Are people's behaviors a little bit off today? Is this something that, something that is normal for you in your environment? Or is it um, behavior that's not so common, behavior that you don't normally experience from people in your family, in your life, in your area? I haven't been outside today, so I would not know, but there is a weird feeling in the air. Card number 29, seeing the true you, allowing yourself to really take a good hard look at who you are. Okay. Don't allow the distortions that exist to convince you that you are someone outside of who you know yourself to be. Now, you might want to spend some time getting to know yourself, reassessing, who you're becoming, how you've been traveling through your emotions and your life circumstance, and really just allowing yourself to become very honest. Okay. Honest with you, honest with who you know yourself to be. Card number 44, visions of life beyond death. So I assumption on my end, that this is a period where you're going to be experiencing some sort of metaphoric or shamanic type death. Okay. Where a part of you needs to be laid to rest in order for a new part to come forward, to take its rightful place as your primary type of identity. You're not a static being. What that means is, if people expect you to be the same exact person everywhere, I mean, they're asking for a little too much, don't you think? Don't you think? That I mean, I feel like they're asking for a little too much. Did something just happen to the screen? Did you guys see that? There was suddenly a band of like pink pixels across my screen. Unless I'm tripping. Energy is super surging right now. I feel it. This is not a person. This is like collective energy. This is something that I don't know if there's solar flares going on right now or like a solar storm or something. Okay. So I'm making a decision right now. This decision has to do with like regardless of whatever regardless of whatever I'm gonna be adopting Cody's mother. She's gonna get to stay with me, okay? And right before I saw that pink, when I kind of looked up for a second and I saw that band of pink pixels, um like the reason I looked up was because I suddenly saw her go like this in front of me, totally like mother energy. Like, no. I look up like, what? No to what? And it was pink. I don't know what to make of it. I'm going to be honest. I don't know what to make of it. Um I'm kind of like at this point of just allowing myself to experience whatever this period is, whatever is approaching. Um not responding to the same things in the same ways. Okay? I think that's a huge thing that's been going on, where it's kind of like the same triggers being allowed to re-enter my life, maybe in different ways, but making that conscious decision, that like very very conscious, very present cognitive decision to not react or respond in the same way that I normally would. So normally this type of stuff, I would be like, nope, I'm good. You're out. You're out. No, I'm not going to be like that anymore. I'm making this decision within myself that I'm not going to be that way anymore. And it's this thing that we have to be aware of. We actually have the power to heal and move through life's circumstances at a much more accelerated rate than what we thought possible. Okay? We have the ability to do that. We actually can do that. And not just fake our way through it, but actually navigate to the other side of that healing journey. Okay. I thought I was just faking my way through it, pretending I'm okay. But in reality, what I've been doing these past few months since July is manifesting a new version of myself to come forward. And I think Ocean Lover was the one that commented the other live stream, maybe yesterday or 2 days ago. It was a very intense subject matter for me personally. And it's kind of just like, I don't want to fight. Like, I'm just tired of fighting and resisting, and like, just tell me what I need to do. And it's not like I was giving up. It's more like just a surrender of forehead to floor, not bowing to my soul, but like just a complete surrender. Like, I will flow through this. I'll get through this all the way through to the end, and I will flow through it because I choose to, not because I've been so battered against the shoreline fighting, just really fighting and fighting and fighting myself in my process. It's just one of those things. What are we actually fighting? The things that we have to fight, we don't fight, and we allow and we allow and we allow. And it's like, aren't you tired? Aren't you just like tired of it? Aren't you tired of living the same life that you've been tired of living for? I don't know. I mean, do we even know when we started to live this way? I'm pretty sure I started in December of 2016. Oh, wow. 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 I don't know where I got that date from. December of 2016. I'm trying to figure out, like, where was I? I was in Texas. I was in Texas. That was a rough year. That was a very rough year. And it didn't get any easier. And then I started drinking mimosas. I don't drink. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't even take over the counter. Oh, actually, I do. I've been taking COQ10 for my EDS, and it's been helping quite a bit, and some collagen. So, why is that important though? It's almost like this thing of beginning to the middle of December of 2016, which I don't know why. Um, I'm just gonna call her Como. She won't tell me what her name is. So Como, Cody's mom, Como over here says that was the time, that was the period. I went and visited my friend in Brown something. And then I went and stayed at another place in Texas for quite a few months. I don't know what period that is. But I think that's when, well, Como, that's what she's saying was the start of this vision of life beyond death. That's also when I started live streaming, actually. That was such a painful period for me. I'm going to be really honest. Like I didn't think I would get through that period. I didn't. I didn't think I would get through that period, and I was kind of just on autopilot because things were just so viscerally felt. The sense of loss was so visceral. Started, I think it apexed in December of 2016. But I'm pretty sure that trauma induced secretion cycle began in like August, September, a couple months before. Wow. And I remember it being so difficult, and I didn't want to process and metabolize my life. I didn't want to digest these really profound changes that were occurring, that it affected me so deeply that it became a physiological thing where I literally could not eat for like 2 weeks. Not even small bites. I couldn't get the food into my mouth. And I actually like wasted away. But here's the thing, in that it's, I mean, people have fasted for longer periods than like 14 days. You know what I mean? So instead of seeing it as like this depressive type, I don't know if it was actually depression or what, or if I was experiencing a dark night of the soul. And with that, I mean, I just chose to see that period as an involuntary fast. You know, I was fasting involuntarily. Yeah, and I had no problem with it either. I didn't feel sick. I didn't feel lightheaded. I was super active. And I just remember, like, to give you a some scope of the gravity of this visions of life beyond death, because I was triggered from seeing the truth of who I am. Um, I remember I couldn't find my long sleeves. And so I got my son's long sleeve shirt and I put it on and it fit me. It fit me loose. The arms were a little short. The arms were like 3/4 sleeve. It was a 6-year-old shirt. It was a 6-year-old. Yeah. It was a size 6 in boys. That's how small I got. It's almost like all of the toxic parts of me during that period, and none of this was intentional at all, at all. All of the parts of me that existed on my physical body that fed into my toxicity was being metabolized by my body itself. And, you know, we have to take the time to really digest the things that we live through. You know what I mean? The things that we allow ourselves to not process usually end up becoming the things that ferment in a negative way. And what is a negative type of fermentation? Rot. It begins to rot within you. And, you know, when you allow yourself the time to really feel and assess and get better acquainted with what this is, what you're experiencing, why you're experiencing it, I mean, it's profound. It's profound. It becomes this like period of transition where you are ending a chapter of your life and really heating up that ink, getting it nice and warm enough to be a fluid ink, and writing a new story for yourself. I think that's the type of cycle that we're entering into right now. We are rewriting these passages that have caused us to forget what the actual story is about. Once upon a time, while I was in, I think I was in middle school, my teacher had such an appreciation for my style of writing that she wanted me to enter into a writing competition. I didn't want to. So then she made it as this thing of it's a way for me to get extra credit. And hello, I needed extra credit to get an A plus because 100% in a class is not enough. So she's like, I'll give you X amount of points if you write this story. You know, you have to write a story. It can be about whatever you want. And then she was going to submit it or something like that. All I heard was, what? I can get an A plus? Okay. So I began writing it. And the thing that stuck out was that I got so caught up in the description of the landscape that these characters were existing within that I forgot about really developing the story of the protagonist. Instead, it became this like visual thing that, you know, you had to read it, but then you had to read it in such a way where you also had to close your eyes in order to truly process what was happening. And although that was beautiful and she felt it was very skillfully done, it defeated the purpose, because the purpose of that story, the purpose of that assignment was to write a story about a protagonist. I didn't understand the assignment. I did not understand the assignment. I just went off on a tangent about landscapes and, you know, and I feel like that occurred because even at that young age, I was avoiding the processing of my life, the gravity of the life that I had lived all the way up to that point. Mind you, I never had an awakening moment. People used to ask me a few years back, that was the most common question, like, when did you awaken? What do you mean, awaken? Well, what was your, when did you become woke? I've just always been this way. Why do you think people thought I was weird? I mean, could you imagine a child talking about the subject matter that I talk about in the way that I talk? I've like literally always spoken like this. I've learned to modify my vernacular based on my age. That's sad. That's sad. I've learned to modify the truth and the gravity of my ability to articulate things based on the age I was at and who I was presenting information to. Because even back then, I knew it wasn't allowed. I wasn't allowed to be different. I could feel it. And it's taken my whole life not to awaken, but to release this shame that I was never asleep. And what if you guys were never asleep? What if you guys literally were never asleep? I firmly know beyond any shadows or valleys that contain them, we are an enlightened species and we've gone through serious indoctrination to ensure that we don't know this. We're an enlightened species. We are. And all of these esoteric texts come from ancient peoples who knew about these subject matters. And I feel like it wasn't really kept from the average people. Instead, we became so focused on that rat race. And look where it's taken us. Even within spiritual communities, let's be really raw and real right now. Even within spiritual communities, there is a pettiness and a superficiality that I find so disgusting. Really, I'm going to be honest, it was no loss to me personally when I was excommunicated from the spiritual communities. Legit, like old school Vatican excommunication. It cracked me up. It cracked me up. Why? That was no loss to me. I was contributing to your community. I'm self contained. Anything that I need, my life brings to me. If I need to learn about this, some random person will come up to me and talk to me about it. And then I'll learn what I need to know. If I need to learn about that, might be the same person, might be a different person. They'll go ahead and bring me that information without realizing that that's what they're doing. And I'm not asking for it. It happens through organic conversations. So then what's the loss there? What, my need to conform? I was never going to conform. I was still just being nice. I was never going to conform. What's the loss for me there? Not a damn thing. Not a damn thing. See, Blu-rays, when people make it a threat, their absence is a threat, and let me kick you out. I'm gonna kick you out. Save you all the fucking trouble of playing this game. I'm not going to stop you from leaving. Let me show you the door. I'll unlock the deadbolt for you. And, you know, maybe that's a trauma response, and maybe it's an appropriate response because I've been so traumatized by so many people that I really just don't got time for that shit. You want to traumatize me? Too late. I'm already a traumatized person. I'm still recovering. I'm still healing. I'm still showing up as me. Ooh, the power of that. Where they thought that they could gather enough people to take you, your truth, away from you. Really? Here's the thing. If you look at how royalty works, we look at English royalty, right? If you're born into it, you'll always be it. If you marry into it, that's not your bloodline. They take that title from you because it's just a title, right? You can't take me away from me. You can't take my destiny away from me. Hell, I couldn't even take it away from me. You're tripping. You think, no. Let them think whatever they're going to think, and you just keep being yourself. Keep traveling down your path. Keep allowing yourself to feel what is right, what is true for you, what is accurate for you in that moment. And what's accurate for you in that moment might not be accurate for you later on. That's okay, because you're going to have other things that are accurate for you then. It's almost like this thing of, we don't understand that we're becoming a new person with every single experience. And these moments, these connections that we identify as a loss because they're no longer beside us, is it a loss or is it a gift of new space for new things to enter? Which one is it? And it's not to say that I really don't care if anybody leaves. No, there's a healthy amount of people where I notice when you're not here all the time. I notice. I'm not going to be like, where the hell have you been? I'm going to be like, you know what? You probably got busy, hopefully with good things. Hopefully you got busy with, like, you know, stabilizing yourself, getting healthy, getting fit, you know, just maybe taking some time off the internet. That's healthy for real. But I notice. I feel the absence. So it's not for a lack of feeling. It's not like I want to be very clear that I'm not over here living my life like I don't give an F. Oh, I give plenty of Fs selectively. That's what makes it powerful. Selectively. Be selective. It's healthy to care. It's healthy to have a storehouse of Fs. Just don't give it all away. Not to things that don't deserve it. Not to things that haven't earned that level of blessing from you. So yeah, there are some people who, you know, I'd probably be sad if you never came back. Am I going to tell you that? No. I don't need you to feel guilty just because I miss you. I don't. You don't need to feel guilty. You need to be free to live your life. You absolutely need to be free to live your life. You need to be able to learn and grow and not have to worry about the complications that will arise if you don't spend time with me. Like, honey, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay for you to finally be free and live like you're free. Act like you're free. It's actually beautiful. And the people who can truly love you, who have the capacity to accept and embrace you as you are, knowing that you're a gift, seeing the truth of you, they are not going to be upset that you go away. I'm totally that friend that, like, I disappeared for a year at a time. For real. I just, I just, I do my own thing. And then that's that. And then when I come back, I come back. If you choose to come back before I get back, I show up, and that's that. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not a codependency. You can be very loving and be very independent as well. I'm just not a codependent person. I'm not. I'm sorry. I never had that. I didn't have anyone to lean on as a child. So that's what I'm accustomed to. If I got to face something, I'm going to face it on my own. I'll come back. Don't worry. Wait for me right here. I'll be right back. I got to handle some stuff. And I'll handle everything on my own. And I'm learning that's a trauma response. It is. It's a trauma response. Cut people off at the past, don't give them the opportunity to disappoint me, put my trust in them. And then when I really need you, that's when you're not there. So I'm not even going to let you put me in that position. I'm never going to take you up on your offer to help. That's a trauma response. And I'm learning to balance that. I'm learning to recognize all the different ways in which I've been traumatized by life, by childhood, whatever it is. And it's okay for me to temporarily identify as a traumatized person. That doesn't take away from my strength. The identification of the parts of me that need my care right now makes me even more powerful. Sip on that a little bit. Like, really wrap your mind around that. How does it make you weaker to know what parts of you need your healing, need your attention right now? How does that make you weaker? Because other people will perceive you as weak? You mean the people who never address their trauma? It would take a weak person to identify a weak person, right? It would. It would. What I've realized about human behavior, okay, when I was a teen, I used to hang around gangbangers, right? I said that's so nonchalant. I did. I used to hang around gangbangers all the time. Like, my boyfriend was gangbanger. Yeah, gangbanger this, banger that, banger, 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 whatever. That was my norm. You know what I mean? That's what I hung around. And so even now as an adult, I can take a look at you and be like, no, this one's not fronting. This one will really scrap. Like, yeah, nope. This one's down. This one is legit down. You don't start it with that one. That one, oh no. Yep. He's texting people. Yeah, it's gonna be a problem. What's gonna show up? He's texting people. Maybe it's time to leave. Because when you're affiliated, when you're associated, and that's part of the subculture you're part of, a member of, you know what that is. I can look at certain types of decor, certain types of behaviors and whatnot. I know that's Filipino. I'll be on the phone with someone. I'm like, hey, pinsan. They transferred me to the Philippines. They did. Because I know. The same thing applies for the people who are weak and they're identifying you as weak, because internally, very secretly, they identify as weak. That's why they lash out. That's why they judge. That's why they take time out of their day consistently to tear other people down, because, heaven forbid you grow much taller than what they can reach. When someone like that is in your life, I ask you why. Why? What's the benefit of that? How does that grow you? How does that cultivate self-love? Does it? When you're consistently left in a state of being unbalanced because that type of person's in your life, how are you ever going to stand a chance of knowing when something truly malicious is coming? All your energy and all your resources are going towards that, sustaining their insecure ego. I can't deal with that. I can't anymore. I can't anymore. I used to look for people like that so that I could love them into wholeness, and they're not my project. They're not. I see all the faces of all the people who I tried to love into wholeness, only for that effort to turn around and bite me in the ass. I'm good. I don't have much ass. So I got to stop doing things and associating with people who want to take more from my already non existent ass cheek. Like, I have to preserve myself. I have to. And when you get into that place, when you finally reach that place where you realize you've been so consistently depleted that you're now in just self-preservation mode, you got to do something about that. You got to do something about that. You do. You got to do something about that. And then when you do something about that, then you have to let yourself have the time to heal after that. Because no matter how toxic a person is, when you are a lover, you love even the toxic people. And when the toxicity is removed from your life, you need time to mourn that loss. It is a perceived loss, but a loss nonetheless. When it feels like you lost someone, even if they're toxic, you need time to mourn. Don't be mean to yourself about it. No, you're not being stupid. No, you're not being weak. Do you know how powerful it is? How powerful you have to be as a person, as a soul, to be able to still love someone that is so toxic that it hurt you. I'm not talking about when you stay. I'm talking about that feeling when you leave and you feel horrible. And you attack yourself for giving up too early, for leaving too soon. You could have, if you just stayed longer, if you just loved more, if you just this, if you just that. How do you know? How do you know? All the women that I know who have done this spent their entire lives waiting for that moment of healing only to not witness them heal. How do you know it's even a wound? How do you know it's not their identity? You're trying to heal their identity? Is that what you're trying to do? Heal their identity? Trust yourself to know when to walk away from friendships, from family, from work, from relationships. Trust yourself to know when to walk away. Allow yourself to make that decision. Just allow it. And here's the thing. I've been having these conversations with Como. That's so silly. With Cody's mom. And earlier she was asking me, do you really deadbolt everything? And I'm like, sometimes. How do you determine what you deadbolt? Well, it depends. How mad did you make me? It was the truth. How mad did you make me? That's going to determine how quickly I deadbolt that door shut after I push you out. And she gasped. And I was like, what? And she goes, you live like that? She's like, to this day? Well, I don't know. I haven't let anyone in to be able to like try it. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. And she starts talking to me about all of these different things, all of these different potentialities regarding my growth, regarding my purpose that I might be stunting, you know? Hey guys, can you do me a favor? Can you report that comment that's trying to fish for your information? Can everyone here please report that that profile right there? I'm not going to say the name, but if you see the comment right there, they're trying to fish for your information or send you to a PORN site. please report that. Hopefully, if we all report it every single time we see it, these motherfuckers will stop coming on here and interrupting the flow of the conversation. So, what ends up happening, she says, is I end up atrophying my own sense of self, because your sense of self is further refined by the experiences that you have, by the people you have these experiences with, whether they're good, whether they're bad. These experiences help to better refine your new definition of who you are. So I'm like, oh. So then comes this thing of she wants to know if I will unlock the deadbolts. And I was like, well, I don't know about that. Can you guys report that one as well? Like, I don't know about that. I don't know about unlocking all the deadbolts. You know, like, So then what ends up happening is what she asked me. What ends up happening? I don't know. I'll grow no matter what. That's what she said. I was just like, what's that face for? And she goes, for someone so brave and sassy, you actually are very fragile. Yeah, I told people that I'm very fragile. And she's basically like, the conversation progressed to this thing of like, are you fragile or are you weak? Because those two are different things, right? And in that fragility, isn't there an opportunity to increase your awareness, to increase your purpose? I don't know. So then she's like, are you going to unlock all the deadbolts? No. Why would I do that? That's crazy. Why would I do that? And you know what she said that finally got me to be quiet? Why do you need all these deadbolts when you're so heavily protected all the time anyways? Because then it became this thing of me living in fear within my own life. Fear of what? I don't know. I don't feel like it's fear of another person. I don't feel like it's fear of circumstance. So really, what am I afraid of? And the more I sat and thought about it, the more I realized I'm not afraid of who's coming in. I'm afraid of letting myself out. I'm afraid of allowing myself to witness myself exit that like tower that I've kept myself locked up in. Wow. As free as I thought I was, I'm actually still very confined. Yes, I've stretched the borders of my comfort zone, but have I actually allowed myself to exit that comfort zone, to kind of, you know, choose different options that lead to new experiences? Have I allowed myself to connect with anyone new, or even anyone from the past? Like, it's kind of, I don't know who I would connect with in the past. I mean, the people who I'm not willing to connect with really are very toxic. So there's no point in that. Like, I'm not interested in rehashing any type of business partnership or anything like that. Like, I'm so fucking good off y'all. I'm good. And it's this thing of like, old friendships. They're still friendships. I just haven't reached out. I haven't reached out, and they know I'm busy. And if, those rare instances where they reach out, I answer. I answer. We chat for a little bit. And it's okay. And they know that's how I am. So then, like, what is it? What do I not want to allow? And it's, I don't know. And it's a place of power to not know, simply because of the fact that when you don't know, that's the very moment you're gifted with the opportunity to choose to find out. So now that's my personal assignment. I need to figure out exactly what it is that's causing me to still react to life in this way. What am I feeling? What event am I feeling approaching me in my life that I'm like on high alert? And then comes this other factor where it's like, does this have more to do with my sensory integration problems? Because things that are benign have a tendency to hyperstimulate my retroruberal fields, and that registers as threats, as like potential harm approaching, when it's not. So then what do I need to do? Just witness the perfection of my life. The things that burn are the things that are no longer necessary, and they're burned to use as my fuel for my rise. There will always be things that burn in life, and there will always be things that replace that. And that's not the mindset of someone who thinks people are disposable. That's the reality of life. When I say there will be things to replace that, I want to make clear you can't recreate connections and relationships and friendships with other people. There will be new things to experience, new types of connections at different depths than what you had with someone else. It's a very sad thing to try and recreate what already failed with another person. I'll never have the same type of friendship twice. I'll never have the same type of relationship twice. I'll never have anything twice. If I have to have the same conversation with you twice, that's your last reminder. Because by the third time you do it, I'll know I've reminded you and you just didn't care enough. You didn't regard me enough to consider how it would affect me. And no, most of the time I don't leave angry, I just leave. I just leave. Like, all right, it's all good. Maybe it's a trauma response. I don't know. I'm really learning so much about me and my psychology in the past couple weeks. It's just been really, really raw and intense and very real. And no, I'm not in some type of depressive cycle. This is just like an uncovering of all the ways in which my traumas have transformed, have formed new roots as they've been buried. You know, it's intricate. It's an intricate work that needs to be done, and it can only be done by me. When we try and pass off our work to other people, we don't get the opportunity to truly feel the process as we're in it. That's where the gift is, in the feeling of it. That's where the gift is. When you allow yourself to receive all your gifts, you allow yourself to feel everything, the full motion and emotion of life. Wow. Wow. Every experience becomes a magical thing. Every interaction becomes the most profound. Everything becomes so, so just beautiful. You ready to live a beautiful life? One that sets you free from all these obligations to be this or that, or not be this and not be that, and not do this and not do that, and not. I mean, you have yourself all up in knots because of all these things that are expected of you that you don't do it. Do not do it. Something I recorded myself saying and go back to when I think about those that have closed the door or I've closed the door on. Your presence gifted me more than staring at a closed door. Ooh. Mm. Mm. That's good. That's really good. Yeah. Um, I don't know if it will help any of you to hear this, but when something ends between me and another person, I just kind of leave it alone. I don't go back and check all your profiles and your posts and see if you're talking about me. If you're, no, I walk away with the assumption that you will move on from this. You will carry on with your life and you'll be happy or not happy in accordance with what you choose for yourself. And your life will continue without me there. And that's okay. That can be beautiful too. My life will continue without you present. And I'm going to make the most of it. I'm going to make the most of it. What does that mean? That means I'm not going to be checking back to see what you're doing. Because if I still have to check back, see what you're doing, check in on you, why did I walk away to begin with? To prove a point? Well, that was dumb. When I walk away, it's because I've exhausted everything. There's nothing that I see that is salvageable in whatever that is. Sounds mean, huh? But considering the way the world is it actually mean? Or is it the most compassionate way to preserve your dignity and the other person's? See, you listen to society and they tell you the things that are healthy are mean, childish, selfish. Oh my God, Emmie, why do you block everybody? You're so childish. Childish for what? Like, you can't just block people. They weren't done telling you. I don't got to listen to jack shit. Were they hearing what I was saying? No? Okay, I don't need to listen to what they're saying. We need to just agree that we're not going to agree. And if you can't agree with me that we're not going to agree and you want to keep trying to shove things down my throat, you need to be blocked. You're toxic. Yeah, I said it. I didn't hesitate either. If you're going to be that way, you need to be removed. You can keep being, I'm not going to tell you how to be, bro. Keep being that way. Just not around me. Not on my page. You're not going to tag me in that shit. Uh-uh. My place is about peace. I'm good. I'm so good. I'm not coming back for seconds. Thank you. Your cooking sucks. I'm just saying. I ain't coming back for seconds. You cook shit, bro. Oh, card number 20, softly, softly, the tender touch. Sometimes we have to be gentle. Sometimes we don't. Almond Joy's got nuts. Mounds don't. I can't do that thing with people. You know, like I can't do that thing with people where you want me to stick around and debate things. Once I've decided up on something, when I've made up my mind, I've made up my mind. And here's the thing I know about myself. I will listen to anything and everything before I make up my mind. So by the time I've made up my mind, there's nothing else to consider. Because I promise you, I've probably been considering walking away from you for 6, 7, 8 months before you ever get any whiff of it. I promise you. I promise you. When it's really me considering walking away, That's been considered for like 6 to 8 months. No joke. Sometimes even up to a year. No joke. One of the last people that I walked away from, people had been saying all kind of stuff to me for like a year already. I didn't want to hear nothing. I was sticking up for them, witnessing what they were doing that other people were basically reiterating to me, and I was the one making excuses for them. So when I say it's time to walk away, baby boo, I got no more excuses in my bag for you. If you're fucked, you're not a good person. You're not a good person, and me continuing to stay, it enables your toxicity, and I need to remove myself from that. And you can always tell when a person is enabled by your presence, their toxicity is empowered by you, because when you walk away, oh, they lose their shit. They absolutely lose their caca. Absolutely, Alana. If you don't want to be like someone's friend anymore, you don't want interaction, block them. Block them. What's the point? I mean, okay, maybe not everyone needs to be blocked. I don't know. Maybe not everyone needs to be blocked, because Cody's mom goes, "Yes, ma'am." Deadbolts. There are less than a handful of people that I once had blocked that I unblocked. There are. There are like maybe a handful, maybe less, that I had once blocked and then I unblocked. Okay. And I left it unblocked just because I need to stop being so rotten. Because for some things, yeah, I can be rotten. I can. Card number 38, restore and replenish. Allowing yourself to return back to that place where you can restore and replenish yourself. When you feel like life has just beat you up, you're having a hard time eating, you're having a hard time sleeping, your thoughts won't stop. It just won't stop. Your life needs to be allowed to slow down. Your life needs to be allowed to slow down. You deserve to breathe very deep and very slow. And that's that. You know, you can just try unfriending first. And if they don't respect those boundaries, then block away. Um, so the people I block are the people who, and I think I have to clarify this. Um, the people I block are the people who actually are very like aggressive in their interaction, you know, like they're very aggressive in their interaction. And it's one of those things where just like unfriending is not enough. If your posts just irritate me and you consistently show me that we just are of such opposing mindsets that I'm getting irked every time I see your post, yeah, I'll just unfriend you, you know. But for the most part, I really don't interact with many people on social media at this point. And so there's really not many people to block. And that's just that, you know. You guys like her? She likes that you like her. She says that she was worried that you guys would support me pushing her out. She was concerned. She was concerned. She was concerned. It's okay. She's like, no, don't tell them that, because then they might think that you're mean. It's okay. They know I am. They know I am. They my people. They know my attitude. I own it. I own it. She's trying to make sure I don't make myself look bad. She's sweet. I like her. Card number 12. Every journey starts with a single step. It starts with a single step. Sometimes that single step is taking a step back to really assess where your life has gone. You can feel something coming. You can feel some sort of event heading your way. And it's just this thing of like, whew, just breathe. Let me get another deck. Just breathe. You want this deck? You like that kind of stuff? You like cottagey stuff? You want the butterflies one? I have a butterflies one. Hold on. I'll pull 3 from here for her. And then you want this one or you want this one? I think this one has a butterflies on the back. Oh my goodness. What is going on here? Ooh, it might have taken them that long to notice that you unfriended and blocked. And now they're pissed. I don't know. 1, 2, 3. All right. Empowerment. Card number 45. Ooh. Ooh, card number 45. Just thunder on, lightning on the brain, and just the heat of the thoughts, the smoldering stare. And like I noticed right here, there's people and it's like a storm on the ocean, and it's like, ooh, they look like they're gonna drown. And you know the first thing she said, because she's like, this is me. She's doing a reading for me. The first thing she says is, they should have never gotten in your water if they don't know how to swim. I officially love her. She goes, spice. Spice. She likes my spice. And she goes like that. What am I doing to you? My influence is too much. Spice. She says I'm spicy. So, I mean, like she said, hey, they should have never got in your water if they don't know how to swim. They should have never got in your water if they don't know how to swim. Allow yourself to be empowered. 4 is the number of self. 5 is the number of change. When you allow yourself to change and allow that change to really come into you, you become your own divinity, because 4 plus 5 is 9, the number of divinity. Just how long has she been listening to your streams? She says she's been aware of me since 2015. Card number 36, intuition. She's really sweet. So she's totally doing this reading for me. I hope whatever she says applies to you guys too. There's this beauty and grace about the way your thoughts blossom. And every time another flower grows, more butterflies come. And she says, you guys are like butterflies in my garden that live within my mind. She loves the interactions that she sees. 3 is a number of a solid foundation. 6 is a number of receiving, allowing yourself to receive from a place of solidness. 3 plus 6 is 9, mirroring. Your intuition mirrors your empowerment. She says they're both looking at me. You're sweet. Don't be too sweet with me. Card number 49, heighten your vitality. Allowing yourself to really be aware of what you hold in the palm of your hand. Allowing yourself to no longer hide from yourself the type of power you hold, the type of influence and gravity that you have on other people, not just yourself, but on other people. I just realized she was talking to me. Oh, don't make me cry. Love. So this color right here, it's like a blush type pinky color. That's like one of my most favorite colors, right? And she's like, that's just such a perfect embodiment of energy, my energy, because it comes with it this innate softness, but it also carries with it so many other meanings, not just girls or the purity of a baby girl or anything like that, but it comes with this additional potentiality of energy, compassion. She says intelligence. She says a power that doesn't exist in this matrix, because that color actually is outside of this time space matrix. It comes from another planetary system. And she says it suits me. She has to stop complimenting me because it's uncomfortable. She says it's time to get comfortable in the greatness. Protection. Very divinely protected. Very, very divinely protected. Oh, shit. I have, hold that. Oh my God. Hold on. I gotta show you guys some. Hey, are you home? Can you grab my statue by my crystals, the lady with the lion? Yeah. I think it's by Kuan Yin on the dragon. You see it? It's the lady with the lion. Yes. Bye. So she says protection. You guys ever heard of Anahita? You guys got to see this. So So it has to do with, it reminds me of this thing that I got. Her name is Anahita. Have you ever noticed the same flowers that draw butterflies are the ones that draw hummingbirds? They're usually the same flowers, the sweetest ones. So I got this from I forget the name of the place now. I forget the name of the place. But I got this statue back in 20 or whatever year that was. My husband had took me to Berkeley, no, Telegraph, to Telegraph. And there was this store that he wanted to take me to because I was just having a really hard time. And when we got to the store, we had to park pretty far. And you're walking up to the store, and there was one of those electrical boxes outside the front of the store. And it was super significant because in that part of Telegraph, it's kind of like an artsy fartsy area. And so they paint all of those utility boxes. It was right in front of the entrance to the store, and it was painted with a huge hummingbird. And underneath the hummingbird, it said, "Go inside." So I went inside because my mother loved hummingbirds. And the reason my husband took me there, she had just died. And I was struggling to cope. And I could feel her energy. Through the entire store. The entire store. Everything felt like her, smelled like her, everything. And this was something that she pointed out to me. Is a woman holding two lions. And at first, I thought it was funny because her boobs out, one of her breasts are exposed. And I thought it was just kind of like my mom and I would always joke because all my kids are exclusively breastfed. And so I'd always have a boob out. I would feed them in public and I wouldn't really care who was watching. Like, that's not my problem if you're a pervert, right? So at first I thought it was that. And as I walked through the store, she began to explain to me, I don't have armor. I've always known that. I can install armor on people. I don't have any myself. And I blind myself from a lot of the things that are in my auric field. So outside of Michael, I exist as though there's nothing there. And she was talking about I walk flanked by lions. And a lion has no fear. That I don't have to be afraid. I don't have to be afraid of my past. And I don't have to be afraid of walking towards my future without her. And so she says, that's you. I don't remember the story of Anahita anymore. But it's just interesting. It's just interesting because she's actually was the one that reminded me of this. And she's reminding me now. One of the few memories that I have with swans involved my mom. So apparently they know each other. To know that there's harmony in everything you do and everything you experience. Harmony between what you let go of and what you hold on to. What you walk away from and what you walk towards. There's harmony. And all you have to do is slow down long enough to be able to experience the harmony between the protection and the love. Because there's a lot of protection and love that surrounds each of us. But when we live in a way that is so misaligned, we don't allow ourselves to hear, see, and feel the things that we need to. And that's what causes you to begin believing a lot of the distorted things that society tries to teach you about yourself, about your culture, about your proper place in your life, your proper place within society, how successful you can be, how much pain you should experience, how much suffering, how much or how little success, all of these things. Don't listen to people who aren't your people. And who aren't your people? Those who make you feel like you're less than unless you're something outside of who you are. That you can't just be who you are and be enough, even in this moment. That you have to achieve something first in order to have value. You have to be able to offer something in order to have value. You need to be this or that in order to have value. You need to comply. At the end of the day, lions don't comply. They either do something for you because they love you, or because you've threatened them. And I promise you, if you've threatened them enough times, they'll maul you. So there's no need to fear the past. There's no need to fear the future, knowing that you're flanked between them. They flank you. You're at that center point. Really, the past is nothing more than a string of right nows that have already occurred. And the future is nothing more than a string of potentialities that you're waiting to experience. The past and the future are all right now. They're all just moments strung together. And really, whenever you think about something, whenever you trigger back to a place within your past, whether it's recent, whether it's distant past, you bring that point, that experience right back with you. So you're right back there again. People who practice spirituality and people who spend too much time on social media, and they hear these terms and then they think they understand it when they really don't, and they use it in a way that detracts, that takes away from the original gravity of the meaning. Triggered is not being mad. Triggered is when you feel an emotion to the degree that it takes you back to a point in your life where you experienced something similar. And so those memories are triggered. And once those memories are triggered, then come the triggering of those hormone levels that existed when you first experienced that. You're reliving that moment. It's not just about being mad. It's not. Now someone doesn't agree with you and you can't force them to agree with you. They're a narcissist. Okay. Everyone has narcissistic tendencies, including the people who label others as narcissists. A narcissist is most likely to, or more likely to label someone as a narcissist. You know that, right? Than a person who's not narcissistic. Who are you? Where are you headed towards? Who are you becoming? Card number 34, the 10th house, the world. The desire for fame tempts even noble minds. This house is at the top of the zodiac and embodies a masculine principle and represents the father or a primary male influence, or at least a very powerful, influential man. It can also represent the man in a woman's life. Let's see. It stands for reputation and standing. The thing about your reputation, that's based on what people observe. That's based on what they observe. Only if they know how to fake cry. The first one to cry, narcissist. Only if they know how to fake cry. Narcissists tend to be so disconnected from their emotions that they tend to not be able to cry. You can tell when they're trying to force themselves to. If we're talking about true narcissists. This is an ambitious card. It's about owning the world and being on top of the world. It's the ultimate card for you when you need to be confident in what you're doing and what to go for. Oh, and to go for what you want. It's time to go for what you want. Because the 10th house is a house of Capricorn, it indicates you're about to put forth a diligent and concentrated effort. The climb and the advancement of your reputation is what the 10th house card means when it turns up in a spread. It also suggests looking at everything as the big picture. I don't know what she's talking about, but I guess we'll call her Como. Is that okay with you? Como says, Como se dice? She's like, is that Spanish? Como se dice? Okay. But let's, if you tell me your name, we could just call you by your actual name. She says she'll tell me soon. Anyways, she says that it's time to really, really just move forward with whatever you were planning. It's time to set down all of those fears and all of those reasonings as to why you're prolonging your own suffering when you do that. If you haven't been able to let it go for this long, you're not going to let it go. So just stop. Bring that shit with you, she says. Like emotional baggage? Is that what you mean? Oh shit. There's butterflies all over the baggage. Bring the emotions, bring the toxicity. It's all good. Oh, okay. So she goes, do you really mean that? Is it all good? Is it really okay? I mean, well, that depends. Are they just going to bring the baggage and leave it here? Because I mean, I don't want to do that. But if they are not capable of traveling lightly and need to bring their baggage when they come around, okay. I mean, if you need that with you to feel whole, to feel safe and prepared when you travel, okay. That would be okay. That would be fine. You don't have to feel ashamed for being who you are. You don't have to go through things and pretend like you didn't go through things and travel through your life without the very things that you need, which is what you learned. As long as you're not going to be bleeding all over the place and spreading the toxicity without any desire to help clean up, then I'm okay with that. I don't need people to be whole in order to share space with me. You can feel like a little tiny crumb, and I still see the value in you. Oh, I gotta find this song. Hold on. What was it? Hold on. Hold on, guys. I gotta find the song. She's I don't remember the name of the song, and she's bringing it up. Okay. Wait, what is this song? She's like, "Oh, you really have dyslexia." Yes, it's not a joke. Okay. Where are your songs, woman? Let me see. Oh, hold on. Oh, here it is. Okay. So the words. Um, I haven't heard this song in forever. Okay, how about I just type it in the comments? Um, uh, the song is there. Okay. So card number 34, 10th house, the world. If this card comes up, it can mean playing along with the status quo to get ahead. So maybe not being so vocal with your plans to move forward. Um, Maybe kind of just playing along for now. I don't really like to play along with anything. I like to be very upfront and very just like I can't help but be just very blunt. Like, for example, if I don't like you, I'm gonna tell you. I'm not gonna just go up to you and be like, "Hey, excuse me, I don't like you," but I'm just gonna be quiet. And then if you come up to me and you ask me, that's a whole nother thing. That's a whole nother thing. I can't be like, no, why would you think I don't like you? I would, if I didn't like you and you came up to me and asked me, I'd be like, how honest do you want me to be? And if you tell me like full honesty, I'd be like, I think you're a bitch. That's just how I am. So now you guys know when I ask you, how honest do you want me to be? I don't know if you want to say is 100% honest. Because then I got to be honest, you know? Then I got to be honest. Hold on. Yes, move in silence. Make these plans in silence. Oh, so for that song, you got to find the acoustic version. Hold on. Okay, right here. There's the acoustic version. It's even better when it's acoustic. That's not the song I wanted to hear. Yeah. Um so yes, move in silence, okay? Layers of illusion will be removed, your essential self disclosed. This could be in relation to a love interest. This could be an older or more established person, or they will work along beside you in meeting your goals. Um, Truth and honesty will decide this matter. The universe is supporting you now. So that's the thing is like if you just allow yourself to be truthful, you then begin to allow yourself to experience more of what the potentiality you're supposed to experience is. When hold on. They don't have it on. I just want to hear that song real quick. Da, da, I love her voice. Oh, you the other side. Mm, mm, mm. All right. So card number 43, inversion, 34 and 43. 7, 7, 7. Completion. The cycle is completing whatever it is. You trust me. Okay. Card number 43, lunar eclipse. Change. 3 things cannot be long hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. So, a lunar eclipse takes place when the earth is directly aligned between the sun and the moon. The earth blocks out the sun's light, causing the moon to be in the earth's shadow. So, eclipses can bring on times which seem shadowy and disordered, but they're not necessarily bad and should not be viewed as such. We're meant to be thrown off balance to make necessary changes. So this is like a whole thing that's just being shook up so that all oh, that's intense. um so listening to the song, she says listen, and then it's at like one, hold on. It's like at the 1 minute 20-second mark in the acoustic. Oh, 1 minute 5 second mark. Oh my god. And then 1 minute 18 seconds. So she's like, say it out loud. The lyrics are, I need you more than anything than anyone has ever needed. So whoever, it's like, this is a really important period for you. This is a really, really important period for you to break free from whatever cycles you're in. And you don't have to rush through it. She's like, take my hand and let's go slow. You know, you can do this slowly. You can do it in whatever way you want, but you have to do something. You have to make a choice and stick with that choice. So let's see. We're meant to be thrown off balance to make necessary changes. It's a time of seeing the light and focusing on something you've either put off or didn't exactly notice was coming up. When the lunar eclipse card presents itself in a reading, dramatic changes are in store. Such changes will likely be unexpected ones, the kind that might seem hard or will take some special effort on your part. These will not be gradual, easy, barely noticed transformations. Your world may be rattled somewhat. It will seem more like a revolution. Do not be alarmed. This is altering your life in an essential way and getting you to where you need to be. We're all here to share our gifts and lead others to theirs. It's never an easy path. Any number of things might happen: the ending or beginning of a transformative relationship, a change in one's life path or job, or a change in where you live. Whatever it may be, it will be abrupt. It's heralding a time of new way of looking at things. This is why they can even bring on changes in eyeglass or contact lens prescriptions. Like maybe your eyes are changing. Whatever the issue, it has been brewing for a while and things are about to bubble over. This is not anything new. And if it's not anything new and it's something that continues to happen again and again and again, please recognize people's cycles. The people who make you hurt consistently, recognize the cycles. how long before that insecurity bubbles over and becomes an issue again, and somehow it's your fault? And then how long before they apologize for being insecure? Then how long are they nice until things are kind of back to this monotonous way of living, before again another cycle of they're insecure, now they're lashing out at you, it's your fault that they're insecure because you keep doing things that make them insecure. Oh shit. Are you guys in a third party circumstance? Okay, let me take this off. um there's this thing about a woman should never compare herself to a woman she knows she doesn't compare to. I'm not saying that. Cody's mom is. She says, say it without hesitation. That's harsh, though. Like that's okay. A woman should never compare herself to a woman she knows she does not compare to. Any number of things might happen: the ending or beginning of a transformative relationship, a change in life's path or job. Whatever the issue, it's been brewing for a while and things are about to bubble over. It could be a partner or a would-be partner who wishes to take a relationship to a new level. Since the moon symbolizes our emotions, you probably already sense what this change should be and will not be completely surprised by it. But the force and dramatic nature of the shift may be unexpected. Expect to be thrown off balance in the situation is something. If the situation is something you've taken for granted and it collapses, then you'll need to make a new start. In any event, you should start to see the effects within the next 6 weeks and expect for an outcome to be completed within 6 months. So 6 weeks to 6 months. Y'all, don't compare yourself to no other woman. No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. I remember when we used to sing. Yeah, no woman, no cry. Okay. Don't compare yourself to someone because that's how you mess yourself up. Don't do it. Like, girl, I don't give a shit if you're skinnier than me. I don't give a shit if you got a bigger ass. I got attitude, bitches. I'm joking. What? I'm charming when I want to be. She's laughing. Tell me where I lied. I can be charming when I want to be. But you got to make me want to be. You got to make me want to be, or else, I don't know, I'm quiet. I'm quiet. How many of you are quiet in real life? I don't talk anywhere this much in real life. How many of you are quiet in real life? Show me hands, please. Card number 52. Void of course, moon missing. The moon is a friend for the lonesome to talk to. All is not as it seems. This void of course moon card can be daunting. It may not be a good or appropriate time to answer your question. Let's see. The moon's wisdom is being held or being withheld until she moves into a new sign and the moon begins a new chapter or story. Oh, you're not going to know. You're not going to know what's going to happen until you actually, put your back into it. You can do it. Put your back into it. You can do it. Put your back into it. My neck, my back. Let me not. Stop. That's not funny. Someone's mom is here. Don't be singing nasty songs. Oh my God. Hey, little mama, let me whisper in your ear. You don't want to hear that song. Okay. Matters will not go as you planned. In fact, most of the time it will end up far worse than you planned. You have been caught blissfully unaware. So I think this, if you're in a third party circumstance, I think this has to do with like whose comment? I can't. Yo. She's like messing up the flow. I'm sorry, I can't. Okay. So this has to do with whoever has been kind of like the manipulative one. It feels like this is a pair. One of them is pretty manipulative, okay? So matters will not go as the manipulative one has planned. In fact, most of the time it will end up far worse than planned. Excuse me. They've been caught blissfully unaware. They missed something or they weren't paying close enough attention. They won't be able to set the situation right. This card says to sit still and stay as you are. Take no action at the current time. Wait for the storm to pass over. It's time to be patient and allow matters to settle before beginning anew. Allow this matter to resolve on its own without your help, work, or interference. Are you talking to me now? All right, I won't get involved. Don't bail anyone out. Okay. After a long and costly effort, your matter in question may fail. Like trying to keep you confined. Like, they want to kind of keep you trapped in whatever situation it is. It's gonna fall apart. It's gonna fail. Great passions are playing against you. Discipline is needed. It's not a time to act impulsively. This feels like, oof. Are you mad? You want some kombucha? It's guava goddess. It's pink. She seems mad. She's like, it's bratty behavior. Okay. Discipline is needed. It's not a time to act impulsively. Whatever you do as your routine will stay as it is. However, matters that are unplanned or spontaneous will tend to work out for you. Okay. Her fingers. Do not plan a wedding if this card comes up. Oh, ma'am, please stop. This is too much. This is too much. This is just too much. I don't think the information is for me. Like I don't have anything that applies to. So whoever we need some kombucha. I'm telling her, like, look, there's enough for me to share. There's enough to share. Don't get me into no arguments with people though. Because if you start arguing, I'm gonna have to finish it. Yeah, I just told you the message. She's pointing to this part. Man, this is just all bad. She points to the part that says, "Do not plan a wedding if this card comes up." I'm already married. You know, so it's not for me. Like, I'm serious. Look. Do not plan a wedding if this card comes up. I don't know. Whoever it is, if you're getting married, don't do it right now. You got to wait. Someone's mom said to wait, to not do it. Card number 44, solar eclipse, revolution. Revolution is actually something that starts in individual hearts. This card spells out change. Major transformations are about to happen. Making some changes. These changes won't affect you, but they'll make it easier for you. Shit. I don't even find it funny. It's just nervous laughter. That's like some severe stuff, dude. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know who the message is for. When it comes to eclipses, something has to die for better things to be born. Focus on what's directly in front of you. Usually, a change or a shock is in store, which may not be welcome, but is necessary to move you forward. You can expect swift changes that end one chapter and start a new one. You may have felt something would eventually happen, not having recently paid much attention to the situation. Then you're presented with a shock or a jolt and you're reeling over the sudden change. This upheaval takes away what has been familiar and safe so you can embark on new territories or even venture to a strange new terrain, but it will be daunting. Okay. It'll be something like, I don't even want to know. I feel like I'm being nosy as fuck if this is for her kid. I'm going to just sit here and just assume I don't know shit. Rainbow says, I might be remembering incorrectly, but didn't she mention Cody being in a relationship? I don't know. I don't know if she mentioned that. Thank God my memory is bad. This a whole telenovela. I'ma just read. These events may seem like a negative at first, a divorce, the end to a relationship, being forced to move, or even losing your job. They affect relationships most, so you may soon see stressors and upsetting changes in the relational support you have counted on. For whatever reason, these may be taken away either for the time being, but for whatever reason, these may be taken away either for the time being, but perhaps permanently. So the one thing you can count on is that your life will go through a complete rearrangement of sorts. The energies are saying that it's necessary to be cruel before kind. Oh my God. Oh my God. Please don't encourage people to be mean. Okay. Ooh, she handed me one. She said, I thought you didn't want to know the situation. I don't. And then she's like, so then don't comment. I won't. So the energies are saying that it's necessary to be cruel before being kind. I don't know who that message is for, but I'm kind of turning my back. Like, I don't want to be in trouble with her. She seems hella serious right now. People's parents love me. I'm not used to this shit. I'm so not used to this shit because, like, just put the card right here. Get my statue and turn myself. People's, like, I don't even want to hear it at this fucking shit. People's parents love me. She's irritated. I'm just saying. I'm calling my mom. Mom! Eclipses are not always about the downside. Instead, you may find yourself having to dive in, change something, fix something, or create something you hadn't really thought of but will work out brilliantly. That ends up transforming your life all the ways you've hoped for, maybe beyond your wildest imaginings. All in all, when the solar eclipse card turns up, it implies you're being forced to make a decision to act on it. There will be no stepping away from it. Even though you may not have been consciously aware of just how much certain issues were not working, it's time to look ahead and finally resolve what has held you back. Now is a time to begin anew and start the new chapter in the book of life. Damn. Anahita, do you feel okay? I'm nervous. I don't want to be part of that. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm going to just have just enough to be able to do the job I need to do. Because shit's getting intense up in here. I'm getting real hot. It's getting hot in here. Oh, what did I do that for? So take off all your clothes. I am getting so hot. I want to take my clothes off. It's getting hot in here. So take off all your clothes. Y'all, I just want to fucking take a nap. Just have a peaceful life. Not be so fucking emotionally raw because this woman is here aggravating the shit out of me with whatever situation that does not even involve me. How the fuck did I get sucked into this shit? I swear to God, Michael, why you volunteer me for shit? You didn't even consult with me. There was no like, oh, do you mind if I let someone's mother into your field? No. Woke up one day and she was in my fucking field. Hasn't left since. She literally does not leave me. She literally does not leave me. She is like consistently here. Consistently here. Consistently. Doesn't leave. Doesn't go anywhere. Is Venus doing something? We're going to blame this shit on Venus. We're going to blame it on Venus. And it's Venus's fault. I don't know if my Venus is in Scorpio. It might be. Might be in Capricorn. I don't know. I don't remember. Ooh, let love transform. So this is all about transformations, you know? Which two? Oh, her and Michael. I know. I don't know. I'm wavering. Like sometimes I like her. Sometimes I'm like, who are you? That you get a little too comfortable with me. And then when I say that, you know, then Michael comes in with a shield, like you're not kicking her out. Let love transform. The spring of love arrives to transform the dust into a garden. The call is heard from the heavens to bid the wings of soul to fly. The sea becomes filled with pearls. The dry land receives the water of life. The stone becomes a ruby and the body becomes all soul. Love is my medicine, intelligent medicine. It takes death and makes it a passageway into greater life. What genius is this? A genius that will render anything and everything as a pathway to life. I have found a bench upon which we may be seated. Nay, not a bench, a love seat. It's carved of precious ruby. It sits under the gentle shade of an ancient tree that thrives in love's garden. Come sit with me, beloved, as we let the whispers of the great beloved penetrate our hallowed ears, carried upon the sweet afternoon breeze. As the sun begins to set, the colors become vibrant. Even if we are deaf to the beloved's tender whispers, we shall not be blind. We shall be captured by the vivid display of the beloved's artistry and be transported into peace. This oracle comes to you as a living spiritual gift. Whether you realize it or not, you have triumphed. You have blossomed, succeeded, cast aside that which was unworthy, and taken up love's way. How much delight is there from all those that walk this way of life, of love, to find another precious companion in their midst? You are welcomed into this world where love finds a way. There's nothing impossible for love. It's not bound by the mind, and because of this, all manner of miraculous grace works through it in endless creative variety. The great beloved is a show off, creating with such genius as to be breathtaking. Were we able to remain always in the heart, we would be constantly breathless in a fit of appreciation and awe so great. Truly, there would not even be a sliver of emptiness through which fear could enter. What does this mean? It means an avenue for divine fulfillment has been found. You are being given the power of spiritual success. Your heart's yearning shall manifest itself, but you must comply according to the law of love. What does that mean exactly? Do not attach yourself to the form that your resolution and success shall take. Why would we seek to limit love's creative genius thus? No. Instead, trust that it will be magnificent, perfection, literally the work of great genius. Detach yourself from expectations of timing. The harvest will be at the best time when the ripeness is just right. So utterly juicy and sweet, you shall know with certainty that this was the best way. Not a moment sooner would have been perfect, nor a moment later. Absolute trust is the best way to adhere to the law of love. This gives you rather some energy to spare, perhaps that might have otherwise been engaged in perpetuating worry or doubt. Well, I'm so happy to see that you're twiddling your divine thumbs and wondering if you're not going to worry. If you're just going to surrender and trust, then what exactly will you do with yourself? Well, of course, you can just live your life. But perhaps you may want to dance barefoot and wild with me upon the cool sand at night under the fullness of the harvest moon. We're going to have a beach party during the harvest moon. I think that's in September. Beach party time. So, guys, whatever this is, you can feel it coming. Chiron is still in retro in Aries and then goes direct in Aries later in December. What does that mean, Teresa? Mars is in Scorpio. Perfect. Perfect. That's perfect. What do you mean? What type of chain? I'm looking fresh as fuck. Okay, let me just pull it up, pull it to me. How did the energy change, Ocean Lover? She wants me to sing a song. What song you want me to sing? What now, ma'am? What now, ma'am? What now you want from me, ma'am? Fire energies in an air epoch. Shit. Explosive. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Is that what that means? Like, this is getting real spicy. I don't even know if this is spicy anymore. You're making it explosive. That's explosive. Anxious energy? Like, is it mine? Do you mean like my energy? What was the first thing you thought of when you felt that? It's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes. I am getting so hot, I want to take my clothes off. River soul, like a river, like a river. Hush your fuss, baby, stand and deliver. Hush your fuss, baby, stand and deliver. It didn't feel like yours, just felt like a change within the atmosphere. I hope they're not trying to blow up the stratosphere because that's gonna suck. I'm gonna teach you guys how to weather bend. We're gonna fuck shit up together. What goes from sexual energies to conflicts. Maybe I shouldn't know. If you rewrite that again, Teresa, and end it after the ellipses, goes from sexual energy. We just leave it at that. We can possibly be okay with that. When you like the dot ellipses to the conflicts, I don't know that I want to participate in that. I want no conflict. I can be there for you guys. I really can. I have the capacity to be like your BFF, and you could just like word vomit all sorts of shit. And I totally don't need to be judgmental, because here's the truth, okay? This is what makes me a really amazing BFF fill-in. I don't remember shit. I won't remember any of it. So then it'll just be like in one ear, out the other, and you'll have purged it from your chest. And then you don't have to worry if I'm going to tell your secrets to people, because literally by the time our conversation's done, I'm just be like, I love you, girl. You've been through so much. But if don't ask me what to repeat what you've been, I'm gonna be like, I don't fucking know, but I feel it right here. I feel it right here. Like, fuck, these people are fucking with you. I feel it right there. Right there. Right there. I carry that with you. I don't know what I'm carrying, but I'm carrying it. I got you. For as long as we're still on the phone. Once we hang up, I'll be like, my husband's gonna be like, oh, what'd you guys talk about? I don't know. There's just some shit going on. I think they felt better though. That's me. What, Teresa? My exes know better than to return. I totally hobbled them before I left, so they can't return. Nah, that's fucked up. That's fucked up, but it's kind of true. To date, Phrasey, only one that I haven't been able to hobble. Like, what the fuck? I'm losing my touch. What the fuck? He's given me over 20 years to hobble him, and he just nothing works. I'm gonna just have to stay with this one. You know? Pisces like to forget you exist when we are done. Yes, had a booth call last week. Y'all, my stomach is joining in like, oh, a booty call. I changed my number, like, I don't know, every year or something. It's just a rolling change. And so what ends up happening is no one outside of my team has my number now. That's crazy. An ex totally called you for a booty call? Hold up. Hold up, guys. Give me 1 second. Oh, hold on. Speaker. Hello?
Yes.
Booty call central. What can I do you for?
What the hell are you talking about?
Hey, daddy, what you want? Baby, if you give it to me, I'll give it to you. I know what you want. You know I got it. Baby, if you give it to me, I'll give it to you. What?
Okay.
What happened?
Time to end the live stream.
Why? Why? I'll meet you in 2 minutes. Okay, bye.
You know your kid can hear you.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I love you, babies.
Good.
Okay, I'm just joking, you guys. Oh, shit. just kidding, baby. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, and August have some hot days. September, October, November, and then after December starts a new year again. Sing it with me, guys. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, and August have some hot days. September, October, November, and then after December starts a new year again. Good, right? I'm not going to do any more etheric defense classes. With that, anytime I do a live workshop, like a special event, that's usually the only time I do it. I usually only do it one time. Yeah. So if I do another event, like special event, and it's something that interests you guys, you got to make sure you go to that specific event, because I'm most likely not going to do another one. Sorry. All right, I got to get going. Thank you guys so much for sharing this space with me. I'm sorry for the bad jokes, and being kind of mildly perverted. I thought it was hilarious until I was told that my kids don't find it funny. Bad mommy. Sorry. I gotta go. Give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already subscribed. Subscribe to make me feel better, because, I gotta go. Thumbs up. Bye, guys.